So this is a bit more of a look into dungeon, procedural dungeon generation for Unity. We're not having the music, it's horrible. Handcrafted rooms, blah blah blah. So it's a modular thing. You have your start, your middle, and your end. You've got your sub boss. It starts off as a white box, but you can put all sorts of things in. There you go. Lighting is an issue, as it is with real dungeons. Incredibly gives us source code, but it's nice of them to do it. Unfortunately, even though he's razzle-dazzling it, it's really complicated. But I will try and break it down to make it a bit simpler. So that's just a quick look at what is dungeon, and so let's put it on loop, shall we? Loop. Play again. So what it does, you see, the thing is, it's a little bit naughty because it doesn't give you all these things you need to get from somewhere else. So it will give you this white box. It's not exactly the most interesting of things. But for real textures and everything, you've got to get some textures from somewhere else. So this is where we may need to get a hold of what's it called, the tiled dungeon set that's on Steam, because otherwise, it gets very, let's pause it there. You're totally at the mercy of the quality of the assets that you're going to stick in. You're going to create these little blocks, these Lego blocks, but those Lego blocks have to be designed from somewhere. And one of the things, let's have a look at the ones that I bought. Asset Storer, and my assets. So we've got the Make Your Fantasy game, that gives you some nice assets, that's a start. And then we can just, no, because it's the wrong window, it's this one here, Dungeon. So the question is, where are you? I see the Crypt Dungeon gives you quite a lot of stuff, and that is free. And we've got low poly dungeon assets, which could work. Dark Fantasy Light. Multi-story dungeons was the big old massive thing that I got. And even with this, even with the top of the range asset, it was still very one type of textures and things. It was very samey. Beautiful, fine, yeah, no problem with that. But and it gives you all these textures. But you see, this is where the ability, the tile sets are important, and that is one tile set, and that cost well, not fortunately, 40-50 quid. And Village Interiors gives you another one, but that also costs 40-50 quid, and that gives you pubs and cathedrals. A cathedral's really good, actually. But we do have some free ones that if we want to. Like the Crypt Dungeon was pretty good. Low Poly and Decrepit Dungeon, they could be good enough. and they're free as long as you can get hold of them. And it's not. It gives you the floor tiling and the wall tiling and the rest of it. All very dark. I don't know about you, but I can barely see anything. So the question is, and also you can create your own stuff. You're not limited to just this. There's some, and also you can get third-party stuff like Kitbash is doing some amazing work, but they're really expensive. There's another course of creating dungeons using Blender, which I think would feed in very well to this. Now I don't do that, but it's someone I know is looking to. So my point is tile sets are important, and this is all. There's so much to talk about and explain, but the thing is, tile sets that's a job in itself, creating tile sets over a team of people. One person maybe if they over months, but creating one set of tiles for a dungeon is it's an immense project. It was 6 months for one person, I reckon. So it's very easy with all these assets just to skim over the top and not understand just how much effort goes into each individual component until you try and do it yourself. But one of the troubles is, say for example, we just use the Crypt Dungeon environment, and even if we use our top of the range, what's it called, multi-story dungeons. Take that. So here's the top of the range one. It's still very, very limited in terms of look and feel, and as you're going to have to take these things and then create these little bricks or rooms, like little set pieces of rooms that look awesome, and then those rooms are made into a modular thing that gets generated. Hopefully it'll become clearer as I show you a bit more. But I'm just wondering whether I need to say that you have to find multi-story dungeons or not. Because this also provides a folder that is ready to go for dungeon. So that's why it makes sense to buy it. I don't know. I think for the sake of speed, I'm going to have to recommend you get students get this. Because what we're going to do, we're going to load up Dungeon, we're going to load up multi-story dungeons, then we're going to load up the demo scenes of multi-story dungeons, and that just gets us going and off a lot faster than having to handcraft these textures and handcraft these models, or dig through all the various free ones and try and adapt them. So yes, I think I'm going to say you need to get dungeon and multi-story dungeons.